I'm here during the US-China trade war. In the last week, Xi Jinping and Donald Trump have gone toe-to-toe, and now tariffs are above 100%. For the Chinese exporters here who sell into America, tariffs are nearly 150%.
What happens with China? We would love to be able to work a deal. They've really taken advantage of our country for a long period of time. They've ripped us off.
Hello, it's Will Glasgow, the Australia's North Asia Correspondent, coming to you from Guangzhou from the Canton Trade Fair. Now this is day one of this fair down here, which runs through to Saturday. And I'm in, this is the consumer electronics section, or at least one of them. This is in Hall A. And I've literally spent the last 5 hours going around about 1/10 of Hall A. There's also a Hall B, Hall C, Hall D, and this, bear in mind, is wave one of this Canton Trade Fair. There are 3 different waves, each with the same scale of exhibitors in here. I mean, it's a stunning example of China as the factory of the world. As you walk around here, it's fascinating. Most products, I ask if they sell to Australia, most do. Little handheld fans, speaker systems, water-resistant ones, walkie-talkies you can use in mining and at airport security.
The president, as I said from the podium just a few days ago when I was up here, would be gracious if China intends to make a deal with the United States. If China continues to retaliate, it's not good for China.
Why is he optimistic that China's going to make a deal or wants to make a deal if they're not talking? Where's that optimism come from?
He's optimistic.
But of course, I'm here during the US-China trade war. In the last week, Xi Jinping and Donald Trump have gone toe-to-toe, and now tariffs are above 100%. For the Chinese exporters here who sell into America, tariffs are nearly 150%. So of course, that's what I've been pursuing, and there's no better place to be in the world right now to interrogate the real-world impact on the Chinese economy, on exporters to America, than this place right here. And look, the takeout is, the impact, if you export to America, is profound. Everyone who's got America as a significant customer has said their exports have just stopped. Now, what are they doing? Many have front-loaded, so got a lot of product into America ahead of this. They saw this coming, and they say quietly, they reckon they've got a couple of months of stock in country that they can get through. Others, well, they're pretty open, actually quite amazingly open about how they're looking at third countries to go through. Vietnam, which was a favorite in the first Trump administration, is again a favorite. People in one industry, I won't say which, told me they're looking right now at setting up a partner in Vietnam.
I don't blame China. I don't blame Vietnam. I see their meeting today. Is that wonderful? That's a lovely meeting. They're meeting, like, trying to figure out how do we screw the United States of America.
Now they, again, said very openly, they're not looking at making things in Vietnam. They're just going to sell their made in China product into Vietnam, have someone take it out of the box, put it into a new box, and put a made in Vietnam sticker on it and send it to America. We'll see how that goes. But that's what they're planning to do. Others are looking at opening factories. One told me about looking at opening a factory in Indonesia so that they could meet their huge demand in America. Now, what they say is, at the moment, there's just so much uncertainty. They don't know if this regime, these tariffs from Trump, are going to stick. So they're not sure if it's actually going to make sense to go ahead with the years of planning you need to do to open that Indonesian factory. And many others here, what they say, quite confidently, is they think America is going to relent, that the Trump administration is going to remove those tariffs on the remaining Chinese exports, because they just don't think it's viable for America to create the products that they do at the prices they do. And you know, it is amazing. You walk around here and ask people what the per unit price they're selling. These are wholesalers who then sell them to retailers who sell them to consumers. And I mean, the per unit prices on some of these things, it is frankly inconceivable that America could produce a lot of these things at the tiny prices that they're able to do here. I mean, the industries just don't make sense with rich world labor costs. They don't make sense at all to, you know, sell a speaker for a couple of dollars. It's just not a viable business. But look, that's Many of them are just hoping that the tariffs are gonna be lifted, as has happened with smartphones and other electronics, and they'll be able to sell back into America, the world's biggest market.